Time having arrived, I call a special session of the Brockton Housing Authority to order. It's 2 o'clock on Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. We are in the Mayor Bill Carpenter Executive Board Room at Manning Tower, 45 Goddard Road, first floor, Brockton, Mass. 02301. A notice has been posted at City Hall and also on our webpage. This is a public hearing and all are invited to attend in person or on Zoom. Please note that all Brockton Housing Authority meetings are recorded. Chair is Timothy J. Sullivan, Vice Chair Ernest Pettiford, Member Janet R. Trask, Treasurer Cal Roberts, Assistant Treasurer Taylor Harris. Some of the members are in person and some are on Zoom. You are hereby given notice that the members of the Brockton Housing Authority are called to meet in a special session on Wednesday, February 28, 2024 at 2 p.m. in the Mayor Bill Carpenter Executive Boardroom, Manning Tower, 45 Goddard Road, first floor, Brockton, Mass. 02301. Just want to read into the records the governor's COVID-19 memo on due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and state of emergency on March 12, 2020, Governor Baker issued an executive order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 20. Pursuant to the order, public bodies are temporarily relieved from the open meeting law's requirements that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate and alternative means. That order was extended to April 1st, 2021, extended again to April 1st, 2022, extended again to July 1st, 2022, extended again July 15th, 2022, extended again to March 31st, 2023 by Governor Baker, and extended again to March 31st, 2025 by Governor Healy. This meeting/hearing of the Brockton Housing Authority will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting/hearing will not be suspended if terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in any specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. The public is invited to view and/or listen to the meeting via phone, computer, laptop, or tablet. To do so, download the Zoom Cloud Meeting app in any app store or at www.zoom.us at 2 p.m. on February 28, 2024. Click on Join a Meeting and enter the meeting ID number 882-1144-5220. Passcode 505010, or use the link http://zoom.us/i/882-1144-5220. You may also join by calling conference line at 1-646-558-8656 at 2 p.m. on February 28, 2024, and enter meeting ID 882-114-45220. Passcode 505010, followed by the pound sign. The board chair will instruct participants on the appropriate time and manner for public comment during this meeting. If you could please rise and remove your hats, if you can, and silence all cell phones for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tom, I have to do a roll call for quorum.
Sure.
Carol Roberts,
Here.
Janet Trask,
Here.
Taylor Harris,
Here.
and Tim Sullivan is here. We have a quorum. And Tom, we need a roll call from you. Item number 1.
Roll call, Commissioner Trask,
Here.
Commissioner Harris,
Here.
Commissioner Roberts,
Here.
and Mr. Chairman.
Here. Item 2, approval of the minutes of the special meeting of January 24th, 2024. Item A in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
I have had the opportunity to review the minutes and find them to be in order. I would recommend that they be approved as written.
So move.
Second,
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Janet Trask. Motion is to approve the minutes of the special meeting of January 24th, 2024 as written. Any discussion or questions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 3, hearing of visitors. Any member of the public is invited to speak before the board. Visitors wishing to be heard must sign in with name, address, and contact number before the start of the meeting. Each visitor will be allowed 3 minutes to speak on each subject. The board will take any issue under advisement and respond at a later date. Total time for hearing of visitors will be limited to 15 minutes, which will be strictly enforced. There will be no passing your 3 minutes to another. All visitors can be heard on agenda items only. Is there any hearing of visitors?
Mr. Chairman, there's nobody in the room who has any, who's not here for specific business. There are 2 callers on Zoom. I don't know if they're caller 2 or caller 3, if you have anything that you would like to state. I believe the answer is no, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, item 4, correspondence, Mr. Tebow.
There is no correspondence this month.
Perfect. Item 5,
4.
approval of the bills of the special meeting of February 28, 2024. Item B in your packets, Commissioner Roberts.
Yes, I have reviewed the bills with Mr. Tebow and found everything in order. I make a motion to accept them.
Second,
Motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Janet Trask. Motion is to approve the bills of the special meeting of February 28, 2024 as written. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 6, acceptance of resignation of Melissa Padilla, clerk typist. Item C in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
Melissa Padilla has, as you can see, resigned. She has taken another position in her hometown. She will be greatly missed. She did her job well and was very well respected by the residents, especially at Bel Air Towers where she was stationed.
We need a motion and a second.
So moved,
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion is to accept with regret the resignation of Melissa Padilla, clerk typist, effective February 9th, 2024. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Number 7, appointment of compliance officer, Exhibit D in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. If I could have Bruna Campbell come to the table. Most of you know Bruna. She has been with us since she was in high school. She has worked in many, many different positions within the authority. And when she was in high school and when she was going from department to department, they sort of argued over her. You know, I want Bruna, I want Bruna. So she's always, again, from a very early age, been an asset to the authority. As you can see, she's worked in the maintenance department, finance, admissions, affordable housing, rental assistance. She was willing to go to bat for a potential to go to court today for affordable housing, which she hasn't done for years, because we had a little gap, but CMRA was able to rally and get there. So she's she's a team player. This position is unique. And as I put in my memo, there is no authority that we have, that we exercise, that doesn't come from either a law, a regulation, a policy adopted by this board, local ordinance. So everything that we do, how we collect information, how we collect rent, how we process our work orders, there's all sorts of regulations about that, how we buy things. So this position would be working with every department in the authority, getting to know their operations, making sure that they're done properly, so that when we have people come in to see how we're operating, that we're doing it in accordance with all those regulations and your policies. Bruna is a very meticulous person when it comes to reading regulations, understanding them, asking good questions. And most of you, if you've ever seen federal regulations, they're not written in English. They're written in regulatory ease, and they need to be translated into how we do things every day. And she's very good at that. She'll be working directly with me. I look forward to it. As again, she's a very mature person, and I'm not talking about in years, but in the way she looks at life and where we want to go and how we need to get there. So it's without hesitation. And by the way, the second person who applied for the position was very well qualified, was a very strong candidate. Bruna was stronger. But I look forward to it and can recommend Bruna without hesitation. And I look forward to working with her in the years to come as we evolve into this new type of housing authority, this new financed housing authority.
We need a motion and a second.
So move.
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion to appoint Bruna Campbell of Alberton, Mass. To the position of compliance officer at the annual salary of $75,000 per year, effective March 4, 2024. Any questions or discussion on the motion?
You're very, very qualified, Bruna, and you have a master's in business, which goes a long way in a position like this. So we're very appreciative that we have you.
Thank you. I'm very excited.
Kudos.
Thank you.
I can tell you, there's a woman you can't see crying right now. She's over on here. Chris Lane.
Her mother?
No, Chris Lane Bonnie. She works for Chris Lane Bonnie now. I'm sort of stealing her, so there's a little grudge going on there.
You might be back.
Oh, boy.
Any other questions or comments?
No. It's magnificent.
And you're bilingual too, Bruna.
Get a roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Oh, yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Bruno, I don't have to tell you that we put our residents first. You've been there a long time. Just keep that in mind.
She
Absolutely.
knows.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Forward to working with you.
Really glad.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Item 8, acceptance of resignation of Selma DeRosa, clerk typist, Exhibit E in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
Sue Elma has informed us that she was leaving. She left on February 12th. And so I recommend that we accept her resignation with regret.
We need a motion and a second to accept.
So moved.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Taylor Harris, seconded by Commissioner Janet Trask. Motion is to accept with regret the resignation of Suelma DeRosa, clerk typist, effective February 12th, 2024. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
yes,
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 9, appointment of Director of Rental Assistance, Exhibit F in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
If I could ask Mr. Plouffe to speak on this, please.
Thank you, Mr. Tebow. Members of the board, in December, through the budget process and then an amendment to the personnel policy, you created the position of Director of Rental Assistance. This is an upper management position, and we're recommending that Chris Lane Bonney be appointed to this. Chris Lane has been the Associate Director of Rental Assistance for the last 2 years, and all this really is a name change and with a little bit more money. She has so much responsibility. It's one of the largest departments here at the Housing Authority, with her supervising 10 employees. It's one of the biggest monetary programs we have at the Housing Authority, with tens of millions of dollars going through the Housing Authority from HUD and the state out to landlords here in Brockton and other places in the Commonwealth in the area. Ms. Bonney, since she took over, has been, before that, she was the office manager under Peggy Pauline, but she has been running the department with grace and empathy for our residents. She has always been, before that, she was a regular clerk in the department. She was always the person that got the most difficult of participants, the people that needed the most hand-holding to make sure they got their paperwork in, and most hand-holding to deal with the landlords. And this is who Chris is. Since she's been in these leadership positions, though, she's worked with our HUD rep on myriad of issues, any issues that pop up. She's in charge of all the money that flows through the department, working with the finance department, making sure every penny is accounted for. Have I missed anything, Chris? No, she's made my job so much easier, doing such a good job with her department. She's got a great relationship with our HUD rep, with our state people that run these programs. So I can't more wholeheartedly recommend Chris for this promotion.
I would also like to add, Chris came from the office manager into a position. And as you know, when you move up into these positions, we see how well you're going to do. Because it is a different job, and she has found that out, and she has grown in that job and grown very quickly and met all of those challenges, and they are challenges every day. This is sort of the final, she's running this program. It is her program, and she's doing a great job at it. And that's not just me saying it, that's HUD coming down, doing reviews. That's our auditors coming down and doing reviews. That's her staff saying, no, she's doing a great job. I look forward. So we sit at this table once a month and we have directors come in, and Chris is one of them. And as I've said to you many times, Chris, I want you at that table. I want your ideas. I want your input. She does. So she's a valuable member of my team when it comes to making plans for the authority and how we address the challenges that come. So I wholeheartedly recommend her also.
We need a motion and a second.
So moved?
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. The motion is to appoint Chris Lane Bonney of Brockton to the position of Director of Rental Assistance effective March 4, 2024, at the 2024 Step 1 rate of $106,000. Any questions or discussion on the motion?
Another star.
It really is the 18 today.
no. Yeah, we got two superstars.
And I wanted, because we are.
Get a roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Sure, both started as clerks. Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Congratulations, Chris Lane.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Telling you. You're a pro girl. Congratulations.
Item 10, appointment of clerk typist, Exhibit G in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
Can I ask Mr. Fluff to speak on this?
After a long interview process, we decided on a candidate and the candidate withdrew. Ms. Bartz has withdrawn her candidacy, and I would ask the board to table, vote down, whatever.
Remove the item from the agenda.
Is this from the,
Arts.
yeah, so moved.
You wanted to remove item 10 from the agenda? Is it?
Yes, yes, sir.
Is Sue Keating there? Sue, do we need a motion on that?
No.
Okay, we'll remove item 10 from the agenda. Item 11, appointment of security supervisor, Exhibit H in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
We could ask Mr. Fluff to speak on this.
Thank you, Mr. Tebow. Members of the board, we've been looking to fill Julie's position for quite some time. We've had a number of interviews. I see Mr. Gausher is up on the Zoom screen here with Mr. Gausher, Mr. Sheedy, and myself. We've had it on Indeed. We've gone through a number of candidates and interviews and waiting till we found the right person. And I think we've found that in Steph Philogene of Taunton. Steph has worked security for many years for different private companies, like we have a private security company. He's been the supervisor of those companies at one of his locations. He has worked at affordable housing, both down at the Douglas House and up at Beacon for Chatham and Pines. He was in the National Guard in a military police unit where he worked on vehicles, and he at nights got his bachelor's degree from Bridgewater. He's bilingual, well, trilingual in English, Haitian Creole, and French. He's a Brockton High grad, also played soccer for Brockton High. Is a Brockton kid who, because the home values are so high in Brockton, he and his wife had to buy in Taunton.
Yeah.
But he'd love to be here in Brockton. So he knows Brockton. When we talk about different areas of the city where developments are, he goes, oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. And you have his resume. I think he'll be a great fit. Yeah, I think it will be good for our residents to have somebody with their languages that he can talk to when they have concerns. So we're very excited to bring Steph on board.
If I could add to that, so I interview at the very end, and I'm looking for three things. I'm looking for work ethic, I'm looking for how they work with other people as part of a team, and then the pride they take in their work. And my conversation with Steph was just that the energy was so positive. I have to say, Steph, it was, I was excited after the interview. So I'm really looking forward to having him work and working with our residents. As Commissioner Roberts knows, she sits on the Resident Advisory Board. They have been asking for this position for some time to be filled. They'll be excited to see that it's filled, and I think that they will be excited to meet and get to know Mr. Philogene.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
Uh,
We need a motion and a second.
Commissioner Sullivan, he bleeds boxers, Brockton boxers, so that's what, we had long conversations about that.
Good, good.
Good, that's good to hear. We need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Taylor Harris, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Motion is to appoint Steph Philogene of Taunton to the position of Security Supervisor effective March 4, 2024, at the 2023 Step 1 rate of $52,033 per annum. Any questions or discussion on the motion?
No. Very impressive that you have a bachelor's in criminal justice also.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
And it's very good. And you're taking a person's job that I knew, Julie. And, we'll be seeing, step up to the plate, because if you don't,
Don't worry, I plan on.
you're gonna hear.
Any other questions or comments? Item 11. Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
Yes,
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Oh, yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Steph, are you there today?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
here.
he's here.
I can, it's, the picture is so far away. Oh, I see the arm now. Steph, I just wanted to tell you that this board puts the residents first. Any one of them can have a bad day and start screaming at you. Just turn away, or let them speak it out.
Of course.
We're asking you just to bend with them. They're our number one.
Will do.
The reason is, without them, we don't need you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'll say it again. Let's kind of speak for a minute. No problem. I won't take the other way around. Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Item 12, appointment of clerk typist. Exhibit I in your packets, Mr. Tebow.
If I could ask Mr. Plus to speak on this, please.
Thank you. Members of the board, I apologize for Ms. Barros. There was some miscommunication. She didn't realize she was supposed to be here today. I was not here the day of her final interview. I was in California visiting my son in the Marines. So I apologize for that. That is all on me. We have a number of clerk openings, as you saw. We'll be bringing at least one more clerk next month and maybe two. So we're constantly searching for clerks. I have about 140 resumes on Indeed right now that I'm going through. And then I'll send those that I've culled through to Mr. Sheedy to review, and then we'll interview a dozen or so and see where we are. Ms. Barrows stood out in her first interview, and then we brought asset manager Melissa O'Malley in for the second interview to see if she'd be a fit down at the Campello High Rise. Ms. Barros worked for Self-Help for many years, doing very similar work to what the clerks do in qualifying people for fuel assistance. So it's a very similar type of job. She's Cape Verdean, so that she speaks Cape Verdean Creole, Portuguese, and she speaks Spanish, which is going to be a great help. As I said with Mr. Philogene, it's really helpful for our residents to be able to have somebody that they can talk with in their native tongue and that they feel comfortable talking with. You have her resume. She was a longtime employee at Self-Help. She tells us that the end of her employment had to do with COVID and the vaccine and testing and different things along those lines. So we're excited to bring her on.
If I could speak also, she does have a lot of history working with our residents. Our residents go to Self-Help on a regular basis. She's doing the same thing. Melissa O'Malley is excited to work with her. So I do think it'll be a very good matchup, and working at Campello, which is a very, very busy place.
And the dog.
Yeah.
I think he's
Tim-
muted.
Tim
He's
is
muted.
Yeah, you're muted, Tim. You hit it one more time. There you go.
I had somebody knock at the door. We need a motion in a second, item 12.
So moved.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion is to appoint Elsa Barros of Brockton to the position of clerk typist effective March 4, 2024 at the 2023 step one rate of $44,376 per annum. Any questions or discussion on the motion?
No, you sound like a helper, Elsa. The jobs you've had are working with people and helping people. So I think you found the right place.
Any other questions or comments? Item 12? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
Yes,
Commissioner Harris,
yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Is Elsa there today?
She is
She is
not.
not here
No.
today.
No, it was my fault. At our last interview, I was in California visiting my son, so I didn't have a chance to tell her in person about today's meeting, and with our visit tomorrow, I've been too busy to call her. It's all on me why she's not here. I apologize.
Mr. Poof, can you send her our congratulations and tell her
I
that we put our residents first? That
I
whole
ab-
line?
I absolutely, I will give her your speech, Mr. Chairman.
and tell her we said nice things about her.
Okay, thank you.
I will, I'll tell her that. too. And if the board will excuse me, I
Item
have
13,
stepped
Whoops.
over to the Human
Okay,
Resources
so it's-
Office.
okay.
okay. Item 13, approval of change order number 1. Comprehensive window replacement, Roosevelt Heights, project 24-9. Exhibit J in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
If I could ask Mr. Barry to speak on this, please.
Thank you, Mr. Tebow. Good afternoon, members of the board. NIDA Construction Incorporated is requesting a no-cost time extension of 188 calendar days for the Roosevelt Heights window replacement project due to supply chain delivery issues with the windows and associated PVC materials attributed to the ongoing supply chain issues. Additionally, Nina Construction is requesting a change order in the amount of $74,092.57 due to a discrepancy with submittal window depth requiring a jam extension to be installed. Additionally, a negative change for material exchange net with a net change order of $64,996.83. I said, Capital Improvements believes that the negotiated $64,996.83 change order is a reasonable amount down from Nina's original amount of $149,144.12 for additional work, nearly 1,000 windows at Roosevelt Heights. We would recommend to accept change order number 1, a no-cost 188 calendar day change of time extension, and an increase in the contract amount of $64,996.83 from Nina Construction Incorporated of 33 Alfred Street, Warwick, Rhode Island, for the 24-9 Roosevelt Heights Comprehensive Window Replacement Upgrade Project.
We need a motion and a second. Item 13.
So moved.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Taylor Harris, seconded by Commissioner Janet Kraft. Motion is to approve change order number 1, a no-cost 188 calendar day time extension and an increase in contract amount of $64,996.83 to the contract with Nina Construction Incorporated of Warwick, Rhode Island for the comprehensive window replacement at Roosevelt Heights Project 24-9. Any questions or discussion on the motion?
is the supply chain doing any
Hearing
better?
none, roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Yeah.
The supply chain is, I'm gonna say, some areas yes, other areas no. Again, it's 1 year to get some of the material for electrical right now. I have a project going that's gonna, I know it's gonna be 1 year before I even get material, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, roll call, Commissioner Trask,
Yes,
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 14. Approval of certificate of completion consolidated and certificate of release comprehensive window upgrade Roosevelt Heights Project 24-9. Exhibit K in your packets, Mr. Tebow.
If I could ask Mr. Barry to speak on this,
Thank
please.
you, Mr. Taylor. Members of the board, the capital improvements has deemed Nina Construction of 33 Alfred Street, Warwick, Rhode Island, complete as of January 12, 2024 for the 24-9 Roosevelt Heights Comprehensive Window Replacement Project as per the specification. Capital Improvements has also confirmed that construction work meets all applicable codes and that Nina Construction has completed the punch list items. We would recommend to approve the certificate of completion consolidated and a certificate of release as of January 12, 2024 from Nina Construction of 33 Alfred Street, Warwick, Rhode Island for the 24-9 Roosevelt Heights Comprehensive Window Replacement Project.
We need a motion and a second.
Yep, so move.
Second.
Who made that? Was that you, Janet?
Nope,
No.
Ms. Taylor.
Taylor,
Taylor made the motion?
no,
I did a second.
And who made the second?
Nope. I think Carol did the motion and I did the second.
Okay. A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion to approve the certificate of completion consolidated and certificate of release as of January 12, 2024, to the contract with Nina Construction Incorporated of West Warwick, Rhode Island, for the comprehensive window replacement at Roosevelt Heights, project 24-9. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you.
Item 15. Approval of fiscal year 2023 year-end financial statements, Exhibit L in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
If I could have Mr. Pages come up and just sit with me for a moment. So this is a very frustrating motion that we have to do every year. The financials that you have are fine. They've been gone over by our accountant and Mr. Pages. By the way, Mr. Pages was not here in 2023, so he's simply reviewing the work of others. But the state requires that the board certify that they've seen these. It's not a very good tool. Because the reason that is because in Somerville back in 2012, 11, somewhere around there, someone did something wrong and they thought maybe the board knew about it and they make the board do this now. Next month, we will bring in the year-end comparatives, which will be really the tool that a board would use to see how you're performing. But the HCD would like, and by the way, it needs to be voted on in February. I have a board meeting in Abington tonight because the accountants can't get it all done in this timeline, and it has to be submitted in February. So Commissioner Trask and Commissioner Harris, if you could be available tomorrow morning, would you be around at all if Susan stopped by for a signature? Tomorrow at a little after 9?
Will I be seeing you later, though? Could I do it then?
No,
Or,
no.
oh,
you gotta say.
Yeah, you just need a quick signature?
Just a quick signature, two signatures, I believe, Susan.
Yeah,
correct?
too, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to come right after I drop my son to school, so between like 8:45 and 9.
Well, she doesn't have to come. I
We
can
we
do
would
it
come to you if you want.
Oh, okay, yep, I'm here.
a little after 9 would be okay?
Yep,
Okay,
thank you.
and
Thank
so
you.
same with me?
Yep.
So what the signature is saying is that you swear that you don't know that there's anything wrong with these books. And the thing that you do know is that you've hired a competent executive director who oversees this. We had a CFO on Bob Fetro last year. We now have Michael for this year. We also have our fee accountant, Richard Conlon, and we also have our auditors who come in and make sure that we all have done it right. Our fee accountant, myself, and Michael and his staff. You know, we used to have Commissioner Aziaf who said, I don't know what every one of these numbers is. I can't certify that they're right. And I agreed with him. I couldn't. There's many numbers on here that I would have to spend a lot of time digging down and looking at. But that's why we have our accountants and our finance department. But what you're saying is that you do not know of anything that's wrong here. In other words, the budget that you approved was the one that was implemented. You know that because you get the salary pages every month, you have what people were paid, you know what the bills are because the treasurer goes through them. We provide you with all the bills. What we're looking for is you to approve these and then for your signatures, because then we have to upload them into the Housing Authority Financial Information System, HIFIS, by tomorrow. That's why I can't wait, Janet. We'll be doing the same thing in Abington tonight, running around getting this stuff done. It's kind of a ridiculous thing, and I'll be meeting with Mr. Stone, who runs this operation tomorrow, and I'll mention to him how ridiculous it is. But
So you're going to
We need a
Taylor?
motion and a second.
So moved?
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Taylor Harris. Motion is to approve the certificate of completion and notification procedures for federal and state lead paint laws, the top 5 comprehensive forms, and on behalf of the Brockton Housing Authority, we certify under the pains and penalties of perjury that the facts and information provided in attached year-end financial statements and tenant accounts receivables, application data for the following programs: 400-1, 689-1, 689-2, MRVP for fiscal year ending December 31st, 2023 are true, correct, and complete to the best of our knowledge, and that the statements fairly and accurately represent the financial condition of the developments of the Brockton Housing Authority for this period. Any questions or discussion on motion 15? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 16, Executive Director's Report, Exhibit M in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
I'd just like to touch on the financials. If any board member ever has a question regarding our financials, please call me. We can visit, we can sit down with Michael or his staff, we can sit down with our accountant. So please, if there's something that you're ever concerned with, please let us know. I'm not gonna go into depth in my executive director's report. The reason I give this to you in writing every month, and I didn't change the date on it, I can see, is that it sort of gives you an update on what we're doing. And I do repeat a number of things because I sit on several boards and I don't do the day-to-day operations, and I've been told once and then I forget it. So I don't know what's happening. So the purpose of the report is just to give you an update on what's happening at the authority in several areas. And I will continue to do that. As you know, on Campello, Secretary Augustus will be here tomorrow. That's an important visit. He will be at the old Lynch property for groundbreaking at 10:30, and then he'll be coming right over to Campello. I know Commissioner Trask will be there and Commissioner Roberts will be there. And we have, there'll be a couple of residents and then obviously myself and some staff. We're excited about that. And then just one other thing I want to point out, Mr. Barry, had talked about the supply chain issue. And so now we want to replace all of our electrical, not all of them, significant electric panels in a couple of our high rises because they're faulty. They're federal specific. And so he knows that he's not going to get the new stuff in a year. So instead of awarding a contract like we would normally do, he is going out, putting specifications together to buy the materials. The materials will show up here. We will have them in stock, and then we will get the contractor. That way, we are not fooling ourselves and thinking it's going to get done and then have a 365-day change order come in right away. And it helps him deal with his obligation and expenditure issues with the grant that he oversees. So it's creative thinking and a different type of market and sort of getting around some of these supply chain issues. So that was the last thing reported in the report. And if you have any specific questions about the items in there, I'd be glad to answer them.
We need a motion in a second. Item 16 is just going to put on file.
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Taylor Harris, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Motion is to accept the Executive Director's Report for February 28, 2024 and put on file. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 17, old business. Any old business? Hearing none. Item 18, new business. Any new business? Hearing none. Item 19. We need a motion to adjourn. And a second.
So moved.
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Taylor Harris, seconded by Commissioner Janet Trask. The motion is to adjourn. Don't leave yet. We need a roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Trask,
yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
and Commissioner Sullivan.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow, Commissioner Trask. Susan will also, and Commissioner Harris.
Thank